Tarvarius Moore, we're all rooting for a young guy who tore his Achilles to come back and make a full recovery, but so far, not so good. I don't think he's ready. He got burned for that long touchdown in the first quarter. He was in aggressive man-to-man coverage, bump and run, got beat off the line, had to turn and accelerate and couldn't accelerate. Frankly, he looked like Richard Sherman, old Richard Sherman. So I'm not writing him off, but I don't think they can use him anytime soon. He's still recovering if he ever does. Remember 2 years ago when the Niners wanted to use, 3 years ago, when the Niners wanted to use Jason Verrett and they brought him in against Pittsburgh and they gave up that long touchdown and then you never saw him again? That's kind of how I felt about what Tarvarius Moore did. Like, dude, sorry. You've had you've taken strides, but you're not ready. So keep rehabbing and hopefully you'll be more explosive in the future because if that's what he looks like, you can't put him on the field. He can't tackle, doesn't take good angles, can't cover, can't play him. So that was one of the main guys I wanted to evaluate in this game. Tarvarius Moore, not good. The other DBs look great, though. So it's not a huge problem, but it's something to note that this is a guy they probably shouldn't be relying on this season unless he does something different in the future. Wardell MF says, my first super chat. Thank you. I asked you if they are working on his slide. You and Rohan dismissed me. Yeah, Wardell. BTS, I guess he was working on his slide Trey area. Well, I asked him, and he said he never was working on his slide. I said, where did that come from? And he said everyone on the team was telling him to slide, so he did it. But he wasn't practicing. He said he did play Little League Baseball, but he could count on one hand the amount of times he slid feet first. Now, I played a lot of baseball, too, and I was a big base stealer. But I never had the courage to, dive headfirst into second base. That's how you break fingers. You don't need to. Did Barry Bonds dive headfirst into second base? No. He slid. I slid. Now, Ricky Henderson dove. He was the man. But that takes a lot of courage. I didn't have that. Do I look like the kind of guy who has that kind of courage? No. Got to keep the face looking good. You know what I'm saying? Can't just plop that in some dirt. Too Far TV says, been watching since Press Democrat days. Hey, appreciate you. Happy for you. Think Ambry's better than his numbers show. Always in great position, but shout out my channel, Too Far TV. Yeah, my thing with Ambry is my running joke is he's almost making hella plays. Like he almost broke up hella fucking passes tonight. He just didn't break up any and gave up some catches. Ambry, don't be the almost guy. Be the guy who does something. Ambry. That pass to Gray sure did have a nice spiral and touch and loft. I mean, but Jimmy would have thrown it better. Can you imagine what would have happened if Jimmy even attempted that pass? The Freak says, my personal fave, offensive play of the night. Trey avoids pressure, steps up, resets feet and shoulders, reads the coverage, makes a quick decision, uses legs for a nice gain, and slides. Jimmy would never. I agree. That was quite nice. I think it was an important night for the fan base. I think everyone was officially like, hey, Jimmy, good night and good luck. Thank you. If that 7-yard pass is the one play Trey, I'll take it. That's what I'm saying, man. If Trey is one play Trey, then Jimmy is no play Jimmy, right? 0 play Jimmy. I'll take one play someone over no play someone. See, Turley says, great. Shout out Fernando in your chat. Biggest Jimmy stand of all time. Makes Flav look like a Trey fan. Shout out Fernando. All right. That's my show. Thanks for watching. It was only 20 minutes tonight, but it's late and I want to go home and get some sleep. I'll be back tomorrow morning and we'll do another little, wrap up, talk about stuff. Hold on. Christian says, Washington says early 2019. It's time for a Trey doo-wop part 2. I'm going to have to work on some Trey Lance doo-wop. I'll have to. But I don't want to just throw it out there if it's not finished. I'm going to Minneapolis on Tuesday. I'm excited. You guys been? Never been. I heard it's a hell of a town. I'm saying downtown. Vikings practice in a suburb called Eagan. I could have stayed in Eagan. I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. Stay in Eagan? What do I look like? I'm trying to get the Twin City experience, see what it's all about. I'm excited. You could go in January where it's negative 19 degrees. No, I'm not going. I'm going now. Minneapolis. And to me, this is really important. It costs me a lot of money to go to Minneapolis, but it's an investment because if I don't go, then you guys are going to read about those practices from someone else, and then they'll be the #1 YouTube channel on 49ers YouTube. No, I want to be the guy that you come to, so I'm going. Fuck that. Fuck that. Sorry for cursing. Not so much. Fernando, thank you. Brad Burke says, just watch your grades vid and found it funny as hell when the cheerleaders started walking behind you. I could have stopped and done it somewhere else, but I was like, I don't know. It's kind of unusual. Kind of funny. Trey area. Yeah. Scotty Fox tweeted something the other day that pissed me off. I don't know what it was. Scotty Fox had DJ for Cameo when we were kids. Scotty Fox in the mix. You know what I'm saying? But he tweeted something about the Niners that pissed me off. I don't know what it was. Kinlaw? I don't know. He didn't really do much. He had no stats. I was watching him a lot. He played hard. My thing with Kinlaw, and I don't think Javon understands this, I don't feel like I ever criticized him. My criticism of Javon is for John Lynch. And I like John Lynch. We could talk off the record. We could talk cordially. But it was like, Javon, what you got from Javon is exactly what he was supposed to be. I mean, the knee was red flag at the combine. He didn't have big sack production in college. I don't know what they were projecting, but he is what he was at South Carolina State. So it's hard to knock Javon, right? I don't know what you thought he was going to be. He's exactly what he was at South Carolina. What's wrong with that? You can't knock a player for being what he is. I mean, you can knock a team for thinking he'd be DeForest Buckner. He doesn't have that kind of pass rush finesse. He's not a finesse player. He's a power player. He does that well. But he's replacing Buckner. Not his fault. Lynch's fault. That's how I feel. That's how I've always felt. It's too bad. Before they even picked Kinlaw, I was like, they better not trade. They better not take a defensive tackle with this pick and just be like, we're trading Buckner for a rookie. And he's going to, like, they gave him the same number as Buckner. The same number. They're like, oh, yeah, Buckner's a fan favorite, but no one can really tell the difference between defensive tackle. Just put a 99 on him. No one knows the difference. Man, that's a lot of pressure. That's not fair. Anyway, that's how I feel. Do the Jets trade for Jimmy G now? I don't even know if Zach Wilson's had an MRI yet. We shall see. We shall see. We drafted a run stuffer. Good job. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't take that player with that profile at that pick. The profile was there. He is exactly what his profile said he would be. And the Niners were like, no, he's more. Okay. Okay. I guess. I don't know. Fernando.